This problem was a real head scratcher. We call it surgical devices and limb frequency issue. There are several operating room devices, such as waste management system, DVT pumps, surgical displays, and many more. Here was the situation. We were called into the operating room because the line isolation monitor had gone into alarm. We asked when the LIM went into alarm. The nurse said, when they plugged a surgical device into the isolated power receptacle, that's when it went into alarm. So we see the operating room has several surgical devices, but it was a specific surgical device that caused the LIM to alarm. So we took the approach by asking if this exact surgical device was used in any other operating rooms. The nurse said, yes, it works fine in 2 other operating rooms. Therefore, the problem is contained within this one operating room. Since the LIM was the only device affected by the surgical device, we swapped the LIM out with our Century 5 LIM, as pictured here. Once we plugged the surgical device into the same isolated power receptacle, there was no alarm. So what was happening? All LIMs generate a low-level frequency as they monitor the isolated power circuits. Nearly all electronic devices also generate a low-level frequency when it is in operation. Both the surgical device and the LIM were generating the same frequency. The LIM was picking up the surgical device's frequency and interpreting it as leakage to ground. Thus, when the LIM detected a 5 milliamp or higher level, it alarmed. To resolve the issue, we simply changed out the LIM to our Century 5 LIM that has a different frequency. This solved the problem because the LIM and the surgical device were now generating different frequencies. Here's a point of interest. If the original LIM had been the new Century 5 LIM that has a frequency switch built in, then no LIM would have had to be swapped out. Instead, we would simply remove the top cover, 4 screws, find the dip switch, flip switch number 4 from off to on, and we change the frequency. Put the cover back on, there would have been no change out. We hope you enjoyed this video.